sometimes you need a break from reading.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Very rarely. Hello, everyone. It's the Book Cougars, two middle-aged women on the hunt for a good read. I'm Emily.
And I'm Chris. We're here with our Friday reads, or kind of a stack of hopefuls.
Yes.
At least.
I finished a novel this morning, so I'm ready to start something new.
Nice. Well, do you want to jump in and start talking about this?
I'll start with this one, The Weekend by Charlotte Wood. I've been hearing about this author who is new to me because her novel Stone Yard Devotional was just shortlisted for the Booker Prize. And I've heard both Booktubers Simon Savage and Russell from Ink and Paper blog talking about how excited they are about that novel, which is not yet available in the United States. Russell bought himself a copy via the UK, I believe. But he mentioned this other novel of hers called The Weekend, and it's about older friends who get together for a weekend. I think somebody has passed away, and so they might be clearing through old memories or doing something like that. I'm a swimmer, so I love the cover, and I love the idea of a friend novel and learning more about this author. So it's a kind of slim novel. I'm really looking forward to it.
I just am finishing A Tale of Two Cities. I'm actually going to be finishing it. I have like less than 20 pages to go. So I'm looking around for my next novel to start, and I have 3 potentials. The first one, which is quite seasonal, horror movie by Paul Tremblay. This is a novel that was given to me by our friend Jennifer, who said it's very scary. She lives alone in the woods, and she's like, she went to coffee shops and libraries to do her reading when she was reading this one. So I'm looking forward to it very much. And I'm thinking I might go with this one since it's, scary season. I really like everything I've read by Paul Tremblay. A Cabin in the Woods, A Cabin at the End of the World is one of his really well-known, and that's one I haven't read yet. But yeah, looking forward to this. It is about a group of people who made like an indie guerrilla, they're calling it, horror movie years ago. I think it was like 4 friends, and there's only one left. It's become kind of like a cult classic in some ways, and Hollywood now wants to do a big budget film, and from that original one, not all of the scenes were released, so that one surviving creator of that original movie knows what really happened. So looking forward to this. And I love that it's a VHS.
I was just going to ask you that. That's like an old VHS. Look at that, but it's shattered.
It's shattered, so not a good sign.
And then show the edges. I love the edges of that.
Yeah, it has the nice red touch on the edges, and inside as well. There's not interesting artwork per se, but it does have this kind of like, I don't know, I think like 70s and 80s when I see that kind of design.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Fun. Well, typically the first week in October or the very end of September, the gentleman caller and I head to the Cape. The Cape Cod is his favorite place to be. I never had been there until I met him. But since I spent so much of the summer in Michigan, we've decided we're just going to stay home and do a staycation. Yes. But I thought that I would take myself to Cape Cod via a novel. I've seen so many people saying good things about this one over the summer. It's called Sandwich by Catherine Newman, and it's a family saga on Cape Cod. So if I can't be there in person, I'll be there through a novel. And it is blurbed by Ann Patchett that says, Sandwich is joy in book form. I laughed continuously except for the parts that made me cry. Catherine Newman does a miraculous job reminding us of all the wonder there is to be found in life. Oh. And it too is a slim novel.
It's nice, yeah.
Maybe I'll read a couple this weekend.
Oh my gosh, slimness is nice after, going through A Tale of Two Cities. Yeah. It's just kind of a chunkster, but I'm really enjoying it, and I hated to have to put it down to get to work today, but so it goes. My next one is related to Moby Dick, Day's Work. This is a novel that a lot of our listeners have read and enjoyed. It's by Chris how would you say that? Bachelder and Jennifer Habel. And I believe they're a husband and a wife team. This is a novel, and it is, I believe in the story, the woman is a bit obsessed with Moby Dick. It's during the pandemic, and that's where she kind of sinks her energy into Melville and Moby Dick and his writing of it. Very thin, and it seems a little, just from flipping through it, it seems a bit like not exactly like straightforward narrative. Like that's a kind of a typical page. It's not.
It's almost like verse or poetry.
Yeah, it's not big chunks of text. So this might be a really quick read, and I'm intrigued since I've done so much with Moby Dick this year to maybe end with this one.
I love that cover
Isn't
so
it? I love
much.
the way it really
it's like
changes.
shimmery. Yeah.
In the whales. Now there are two whales, so do they represent the man and the woman? Do they represent Melville and Moby Dick, or Ishmael, and who knows?
You're going to find out.
Two whales, yes.
Yeah.
So, Day's Work.
Well, I on the episode that just dropped, 217, I talked about my love of the television series Slow Horses, based on Mick Herron's book series about Slough House, which is a group of MI5 misfits in the UK. And I said, I'm tempted to read the book because the new season is now on book 4. And my gentleman caller was riding his bike the other day and came across a little free library, and then got me in the car, and we took a little ride because he wanted to show me the library, because he said, there's a book there that I think you might be interested in. Maybe it's still there. Well, looky here. Mick Herron's Slow Horses, which is the first novel in the series, which
Nice.
I'm not sure how many are there now, maybe 14 or something. This is the kind of the television, what do they call that when they do a cover?
Like
that's
a TV cover.
Yeah, TV cover. So it's on Apple TV, and then this shows the different seasons and the books that go with it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
How helpful is that?
Yeah.
Oh, and it's by Soho Press.
Yeah, Soho Press puts out Mick Herron novels.
Cool.
There was a very good interview between Mick Herron and Juliet Grames.
Oh, nice.
On Instagram Live. I'll look and see if it's, some of those you can find again and some you can't. If I can, I'll put it down below so you can watch the interview. It was really fun. But the newest season is based on the book Spook Street. So this is the first one, though, in the series. So I'm tempted. I think I will dive in.
Very cool.
Yeah. They say Mick Herron is the John le Carré of our generation.
Wow.
I am enjoying this series so much. I sat down in front of my TV the day before, it dropped, the last episode, and I was so disappointed when I realized it was Tuesday and not Wednesday.
Bummer.
But yeah, it gives me something to look forward to every week. I have gotten into that thing where I'm much more of a binger. So now that, if I start something and it's one of those series that they're putting it out once a week, boy, do I have a hard time waiting until the next week. But it's good for me to learn self-control.
It is, and it's good to have like a marker during your week for something like that you're looking forward to. And sometimes you need a break from reading.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Very rarely, but sometimes.
Very rarely, but sometimes like when you're so tired, like if I have a really busy day at work and I'm talking nonstop and thinking nonstop, sometimes it's just nice to watch a TV show.
It's true. Yeah.
So. Okay, my last book that I want to talk about is one that comes highly recommended. We had our monthly salon the other day, and we were looking at our bingo cards because we have a bingo card to go along with our year of reading romance novels. And they're different squares, right? And we have a sci-fi square. And I said, I don't think I've read any sci-fi romance. And this is one that came highly recommended from, I think Brooke was the first one to bring this up. This is How You Lose the Time War, and this is by Amal El-Hattar. and Max Gladstone. So another book that's co-written, which is kind of interesting. I don't tend to seek them out, so to have two right here as possibilities is kind of interesting. And one thing Brooke said was to give it some time. She said like the first 20, 30 pages, you might be thinking, this is not really my cup of tea. But she said, stick with it. It's totally worth it. You will get sucked in. And this one is also, letters, right? Didn't she? I forgot about that. So a lot of some epistolary action in here, but really nice size font with big margins. So I don't think this is going to be a quick read. It's pretty narrow as well.
You think it will be a quick read?
Oh, did I say that backwards? Yeah, I think it will be a quick read. Yeah, sorry.
Well, maybe you'll have to give it to your neighbor when you're done. And then one last book I just want to mention. This one has been around for a little while, but this too was recommended during our reading salon on Sunday. And I have the audio. I just started it this morning, and I thought, I think this is one of those novels where I want to dig in reading first with my eyeballs. And it's called Long Bright River by Liz Moore. It's a bit of a thriller page turner, I think. Maybe a mystery is better than saying it's a thriller. And it's about two sisters in Philadelphia. One is suffering from drug addiction and the other is a police officer. But the police officer sister goes missing, which is not what you would expect, right? Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. Thank you to Julie, who reminded me about this one.
Very cool. So lots of good reading. Yes. Which one do you think you're going to start with? Did you
say? I've started the audio of this morning. Okay. So I think I might dig into this. But I also, because we're doing kind of a faux vacation next week, I want to also feel like I have a stack of books, because usually when we go on vacation, I bring an obscene number of books with me. So I think I'm going to just have this stack around and see what strikes my fancy. Yeah. Should we show them again the right way?
This way?
This way?
Right way?
Sure.
Yeah. So, let us know what you're reading. We love the thing we love about Friday Reads is seeing what everybody's reading. So if you are a booktuber and you've done a Friday Reads video, feel free to put your link in the comments to take us to you. We would love to watch your video. And if you're not, let us know in the comments what you're reading.
We would really like to know.
Yeah. Happy reading.